I'm now going to explain to you the importance of CT and VT valves. These are special valves that are connected close normally to the boiler, and the purpose of them is to reduce the temperature of the flow into the heating system. So here we have an example of a boiler, and like every boiler there is a flow pipe at the top and a return pipe at the bottom. The flow pipe, water comes through here, and the first thing it encounters is the pump. The water then is pumped through to this valve here. Now this valve is a CT or VT valve. CT means constant temperature and VT means variable temperature. Essentially they really are the same thing. It's just the software settings that determine whether you want to variably change the flow temperature or whether you want to keep it at a constant temperature. So why do we want to do that? Well, if we go back to this flow, you remember that we had the pump, and the water coming out of here is some 75 degrees. That is far too hot for the type of heating system that we have in the room. So why is that? That's because the type of heating system that we have are fan convector heaters. If you run water at 75 degrees through them, and then when the thermostat cuts off, there is no hot water going through, you get this wild fluctuation between hot air and cold air coming out of the fan-assisted radiator. So to minimise that effect, what we want to do is to take this hot water at 75 degrees and reduce the flow temperature for the heating only to 50 degrees, and in the case of something like underfloor heating it might be as low as 25 degrees, whilst at the same time being able to heat the hot water cylinder we have here to the 60 degrees required for hot water. So how does a CTVT valve work? Well, there's two methods by which HeatingSave can control it. You can have, as in this case here, two cables. They're connected to two separate relays within the HeatingSave unit. This one here, when power is applied, this CTVT controller slightly opens the valve, and when this one is applied, power is applied to this one, it slightly closes the valve. All of this happens automatically, and HeatingSave will make sure that the temperature, the average temperature running through this pipe here and onto the heating system is in this case at about 50 degrees, whilst the temperature of the hot water going into the hot water cylinder, that's this fella here, is maintained at 60 degrees, which is the sort of temperature that you need for hot water, especially to reduce the risk of Legionella.